Welcome back. Right now we have actor, singer, musician Braeden De La Garza here with us today. He's joining us from Vancouver, where he's busy with shooting many different projects actually, but we're going to be talking about some big things coming up for Braeden. How are you today? Thank you for being here.
I am great. I'm really excited to be here and talk to you. And yeah, I'm just excited.
Well, as I mentioned, you are very busy shooting different things, and I'm excited to talk about some of your current projects.
Yeah.
But first off, tell me a little bit about where you're from and how you got into becoming an actor, singer, musician, all the things.
Yeah, so I'm originally from Dallas, Texas. And when I was probably about 7 or 8, I remember watching TV with my mom and seeing a kid about my age on screen as an actor. And I just thought it was the coolest thing I had ever seen, like someone my age on TV. So immediately I told my parents I wanted to be an actor. And as soon as I could, when I was like 9 or 10, I started auditioning for school plays and musicals and did that all through middle school and high school. And then I started kind of going out on auditions on my own and submitting myself for things when I was about 16. And then from there, found representation, got bigger and bigger auditions, and here I am.
Do you remember those original shows that you watched that really motivated you and made you say exactly what you mentioned, that that's what you want to do? Either shows or actors that were around your age or people that really inspired you that you looked up to, especially in the beginning when you decided this is what I want to do?
Yeah, I mean, I think a big inspiration was, a lot of those classic like Disney Channel stars and stuff like that. But also, my mom and we would watch more kind of like daytime drama television because that's what she was into. So I remember like shows like Army Wives and Desperate Housewives, stuff like that. I just remember all the child actors on that kind of being my inspiration for like dramatic acting at that age, which I thought was so cool.
And now you also, I understand, are from a pretty showbiz family, extended family. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I come from a family of singers and musicians and actors, and I've had some pretty successful people in my family who have really, helped be a big inspiration to me personally, and they've been a great mentor to me. And yeah, it's always great to have somebody that's close that's been through those kinds of things before that you can really lean on to help you get through these big moments that are really scary, and they've been there for me through everything.
I'm glad you mentioned those big moments. They are scary. What was it like when you first started getting auditions and you decided this is what I want to do, but you weren't quite there yet? Explain how that felt and really what gave you your big break or the big opportunity that's led you to where you are today.
Yeah, so when I first started, I was kind of just on my own and submitting online through websites like Actors Access to anything that I could find. I think the first project that I ever worked on was a local bike store commercial, and I was an extra. I was maybe on camera for a second, and I remember when I got the email that I had booked that, I called everyone in my family. It was the most amazing thing I had ever experienced, and it was a lot of stuff like that. For a while, whether it would be extra work or really small indie projects where I had a couple lines. And then I ended up getting on a movie called Run, Hide, Fight. I had maybe 4 or 5 lines in it. But through that, I met some people on set that got me in touch with my manager now. And from there, I got bigger auditions that led to bigger things. But the quest actually, I ended up finding on my own. Interestingly enough, through Actors Access, it being Disney, they kind of advertised the casting call as like an untitled adventure show, and I thought, why not just submit myself to it? And after a few rounds of auditions of not knowing what I was auditioning for, my manager called me and said, "Hey, I'm really confused. Why did you just get an offer for a lead in a Disney Plus show? This is amazing." So it was a big shock to me, and yeah, that was kind of my first big foray into a large scale production. And from there, I've just been trying to keep the momentum going.
And The Quest is a Disney Plus show that is premiering very soon, actually. Tell me more about it and about the role that you play.
So I play Prince Emmett in The Quest, and The Quest is kind of a pretty groundbreaking series. It's trying to accomplish something that's really never been done before. It's a melding of scripted, regular television, like you would see on, any channel, and reality television in a way that really hasn't been done before, where we are incorporating, instead of, the traditional reality show tropes, drama, eliminations, that kind of thing. Those are all gone. And it's really just kind of an experience where 8 people from our modern world are kind of just thrown into a regular scripted series. And us as actors, we have to kind of improvise with them through that. And so there's a big portion of the show that is completely scripted, and is a lot of just fleshed out storyline between the characters themselves. But then there's also a big part of the show that has those people in it that's really trying to accomplish something that's never been seen, and I think was really fun to shoot and will be really fun to watch. And my character, Prince Emmett, he's kind of a pretty timid and shy prince. He's one of 3 heirs who lives in this world of Everrealm, and we're kind of in refuge because there is an evil sorceress, Tavora, who is hunting us. And throughout the series, I don't want to say too much, but you really see Prince Emmett transform from this kind of small and timid, shy, nervous, very soft-spoken character into someone who really, gains some more confidence in who he is.
It sounds like a combination of many different genres that we've come to know and love, like a reality series with a competition, also some fantasy elements in there. Was it really challenging to be in this series, or just a lot of fun, or a combination of both?
I think it was a combination of both. I will say, the way I describe it is, if you think of, the art of acting like a swimming pool. Imagine being just thrown into the deep end with no life preserver. It was really, I think for everyone on the cast, we can all agree that it was probably the most challenging thing you can do as an actor, because you are given a script, and that you're kind of familiar with. But within the script, there are big portions where it just says you're going to improvise here for a while. And so, we would get to set with a loose storyline for what we were going to do that day. And we would have some specific scenes that were just scripted, but for a lot of it, it was, the showrunners and the producers, really getting us ready and rehearsing us, and then throwing us into the set to really just play for a while. So it was challenging, and after a while, you get the hang of it, but it's still, you never know what these non-actors are going to throw your way. But at the end of the day, it was the most fun I've ever had, and I think, having that experience be my first experience kind of sets me up to feel a lot more confident in anything I do from here on out, because that was kind of the most challenging thing you could do. So I feel like I'm really ready for anything now.
And you've been busy working on other projects since then. Can you tell me anything about what you're shooting now, or other things that are going to be coming out after The Quest?
So I've done a couple things since The Quest. Right now, I'm up in Vancouver shooting a series. I don't know if I'm allowed to say what it is just yet, but it's gonna be a fun series. It's kind of a mystery thriller, young adult series that I think a lot of people are gonna enjoy and may have seen before. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. And then other than that, doing the acting game of auditioning when I can, hoping I book the next thing.
And I didn't even have a chance to mention also your singing. You play many different musical instruments. Braeden, how can we keep up with you, make sure to not miss out on The Quest and all the other great things that you're working on?
You can follow me on all of my social medias. It's going to be Braeden, Braeden, DLG Garza, DL Garza, on Instagram, Twitter, everything like that. And you can keep up to date. And I'm really excited for you guys to come on this journey with me. And I'm really excited for The Quest to come out.
Well, it was such an honor meeting you, Braeden. And again, we appreciate you taking time during your busy shooting schedule to talk with us. The Quest is premiering on Disney Plus in May. And also, I hope that Braeden will return and tell us all about other projects he's working on. And I encourage you to follow him on social media. Really exciting to see all of the big things that Braeden will do throughout his career. We'll be back with more right after this.